René Descartes, 1596 to 1650, was a French philosopher, mathematician, and scientist who is considered a seminal figure in the development of modern Western philosophy. Here are 50 quotes by René Descartes. I think, therefore I am. It is not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well. In order to seek truth, it is necessary once in the course of our life to doubt as far as possible of all things. There is nothing more ancient than the truth. Good sense is the most widely shared commodity in the world, for every man is convinced that he is well supplied with it. Divide each difficulty into as many parts as is feasible and necessary to resolve it. In order to improve the mind, we ought less to learn than to contemplate. He who read well, lived well. Doubt is the origin of wisdom. At last I will devote myself sincerely and without reservation to the general demolition of my opinions. The greatest minds are capable of the greatest vices as well as of the greatest virtues. Masked, I advance. It is only prudent never to place complete confidence in that by which we have even once been deceived. You just keep pushing, you just keep pushing. I made every mistake that could be made, but I just kept pushing. But in my opinion, all things in nature occur mathematically. To live without philosophizing is in truth the same as keeping the eyes closed without attempting to open them. The only thing which we can call our own is the time that we have been granted, for the time that we have lost, as well as that which we may presume to have in the future, is not ours. It is the part of a wise man to keep silent when he cannot say anything that is to the purpose. The first rule is to avoid all precipitation and prejudgment, and in every matter take as the object of our thought only that which we perceive quite clearly and distinctly. There is nothing so ridiculous that it has not been said by some philosopher. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. It is not the function of reason to create new images, but only to judge those which are brought before it. The most important thing in education is to teach people how to think for themselves. The true way to discover the secrets of the universe is to observe and contemplate. The mind is the master power that rules the body. The only thing we have power over in the universe is our own thoughts. We are what we think. The only way to achieve true happiness is to live a life of purpose and meaning. The only way to overcome fear is to face it. The only way to change the world is to change yourself. The only way to predict the future is to create it. The only way to find love is to give love. The only way to find peace is to let go. The only way to be truly free is to be yourself. The only way to live is to live with passion. The only way to learn is to experience. The only way to grow is to challenge yourself. The only way to succeed is to never give up. The only way to be truly happy is to be content with what you have. The only way to make a difference in the world is to take action. The only way to live a meaningful life is to live it in the present moment. The only way to find your purpose in life is to help others. The only way to make the world a better place is to start with yourself. The more I contemplate the nature of the soul, the more I am amazed that it should reside in so unworthy a dwelling as the human body. The most difficult thing in the world is to know the world of nature, because it is the most natural thing of all, and yet, what is more common than to hear people say that nothing is so difficult to know as what is natural? The first precept was never to accept a thing as true until I knew it as such without a single doubt. I am accustomed to sleep, and in my dreams to imagine the same things that lunatics imagine when awake. The senses deceive from time to time, and it is prudent never to trust wholly those who have deceived us even once. Whenever anyone has offended me, I try to raise my soul so high that the offense cannot reach it. The reading of all good books is like a conversation with the finest minds of past centuries. Divide each difficulty into as many parts as is feasible and necessary to resolve it. Except our own thoughts, there is nothing absolutely in our power